Picture a trading floor in Lower Manhattan at the turn of the millennium. 600 equity traders crammed shoulder to shoulder, barking orders into telephones. That floor belonged to Goldman Sachs, the beating heart of American finance. Now fast forward to today. The shouting has stopped. Where 600 voices once collided, only 2 engineers remain, babysitting algorithms that never sleep. That shift happened quietly, but the IMF warns. What comes next will be anything but silent. At Davos this year, Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva used one word to describe AI's impact on the global labor market: tsunami. She warned it could reshape 40% of all employment on Earth. Goldman Sachs now estimates 300 million full-time positions sit in the path of generative AI automation, 300 million rivaling the entire population of the United States. And the wave is not approaching. It has already broken shore. To understand why this moment feels different, trace the arc of automation through history. The first wave replaced muscle. Steam engines shouldered burdens human backs had carried for millennia, powering mines and hauling freight across continents. Millions lost work, yet millions more found jobs running those very machines. The second wave replaced routine cognition. Spreadsheets devoured ledgers clerks once kept by hand, and enterprise software collapsed departments into database queries. New roles emerged: programmers, analysts absorbing displaced talent. Now a third wave targets something we believed was uniquely human: judgment, creativity, nuanced communication. McKinsey examined over 2,000 work activities across 800 occupations. Its conclusion was staggering: between 60 and 70% could be automated with technology that exists today. The World Economic Forum quantifies the road ahead. 92 million roles will vanish by decade's end, yet 170 million new ones will emerge. A net gain of 78 million. The catch is brutal. Skills the vanishing jobs required and skills the rising ones. Demand rarely overlap. That gap is where human wreckage piles up. Theory hit the front page on a cold February morning, when Block, the company behind Square and Cash App, dropped a bombshell. More than 4,000 employees learned their positions no longer existed. The company shrank from over 10,000 to just under 6,000 in a single day. Roughly 40% gone. CEO Jack Dorsey was blunt: one deep cut instead of a slow bleed over years. He credited AI tools now handling work that once needed entire human teams. Block was not alone. Across tech this year, over 45,000 jobs have vanished, and analysts warn the total could pass 260,000 by December. Yet displacement tells only half the story. IBM froze hiring for roughly 7,800 back-office roles. In 2023, CEO Arvind Krishna said AI would absorb them within 5 years. 3 years later, the company reversed course not by restoring old jobs, but by tripling recruitment for new roles that build and oversee AI systems. The old positions never returned. Something entirely different took their place. That pattern now echoes through every industry on Earth. The disruption is real, but it is not falling evenly. At Davos, Georgieva drew a line so sharp it silenced the room. In advanced economies, roughly 60% of jobs face AI exposure. About half could benefit riding higher productivity toward better wages. The other half faces erosion or outright elimination. In emerging markets, exposure drops to 40%. In the lowest income nations, it falls to 26%. That sounds like relief, but Georgieva warned it is the opposite. Lower exposure means fewer chances to ride AI's upside, trapping developing nations in a widening inequality spiral. Forrester's forecast for the United States is surgical. It projects AI and automation will erase roughly 10 million positions by decade's end, clustered in customer service, data processing, and mid-level administration. New roles will appear in AI, engineering, cybersecurity, and healthcare analytics, but only around 5 million, a net deficit of 5 million jobs. The people being let go and the people being hired are almost never the same, and that mismatch defines the crisis. Here is where the story takes a confounding turn. Goldman Sachs projects generative AI could add $7 trillion to global GDP, a surge of roughly 7%. PwC goes further, estimating AI could contribute nearly $16 trillion by decade's end, more than the combined output of China and India. Those numbers paint a portrait of unstoppable growth. But the reality on the ground tells a different story. A sweeping survey published in February revealed a startling confession: over 80% of companies actively using AI reported zero measurable gains in productivity or employment. Economists call it the productivity paradox. The same riddle haunted the early internet when billions poured into .com infrastructure. Yet efficiency flatlined for years before returns finally appeared. Today, companies buy hardware, license models, and reorganize teams around AI workflows. Yet output per worker has barely moved. Some argue the gains are too new to measure. Others suspect much of current adoption is cosmetic. Impressive in demos, marginal in daily work. The trillion-dollar question: will the productivity curve eventually spike or stay flat? If the problem is a skill mismatch, then the answer must be reskilling at a scale the world has never tried. The World Economic Forum launched its reskilling revolution, aiming to reach over 850 million people, with future-ready training before the decade ends. Behind that target lies a sobering fact. The initiative estimates 1.1 billion jobs will be radically transformed by technology in the same window. Even that enormous goal may not be enough. Governments are scrambling. Singapore's Skills Future subsidizes lifelong learning for every adult citizen, turning the island into a perpetual classroom. The EU's Pact for Skills has enrolled over 1,500 organizations, pledging to upskill workers. In America, community colleges rush to add AI literacy and analytics tracks, though funding gaps remain vast. Corporations are betting big too. Amazon committed over $1.2 billion to retrain 300,000 frontline employees. Yet barriers persist: cost, regulatory lag, cultural resistance to reinvention, and, above all, the speed at which AI advances. Every curriculum risks obsolescence before its first-class graduates. The race between disruption and preparation has no guaranteed winner. Let us pull the threads together. The IMF warns 40% of the world's jobs face AI disruption. Goldman Sachs places 300 million positions in automation's path, yet projects $7 trillion in new value on the other side. The WEF foresees 92 million roles vanishing, and 170 million rising, a net gain of 78 million if the transition is managed. Block's overnight erasure of 40% of its workforce proves the disruption is no longer theory. Over 45,000 tech workers have lost jobs this year, and the count keeps climbing. At the same time, companies like IBM triple hiring for AI-native roles, proof that creation follows destruction when the right bridges are built. The productivity paradox reminds us that promise and reality are not yet the same. Trillions in projected gains have not surfaced in measurable output, not yet. History says they will, but only after painful adjustment that leaves millions caught between the world that was and the one being born. The variable that separates those who ride the wave from those swept under is not talent or luck. It is the willingness to learn what you did not need yesterday. The tsunami is already here,